Carl Palmer talks about that last official Emerson, Lake and Palmer album from their first incarnation, Love Beach. Now, that was an album cover. I'm John Bowden from Rock History Music. Keep in mind, these are short little clips. If you want to hear the whole thing, it's available for you right now on our sister channel, Rock History Book, and also available via a podcast. Keep in mind, there's a brand new 3 different edition versions of the Emerson, Lake and Palmer story, which Keith Emerson's family was a big part of. Also Greg Lake, and of course, Carl Palmer is the only one still with us from Emerson, Lake and Palmer. We'll have links in the description of this video where you can pick it up. There's 3 different versions. A lot of folks are going for the limited edition deluxe version. Hopefully there's some left over. A Love Beach. And I understand, yes, you guys did look like the Bee Gees, but there's a lot of us diehard fans who bought all the albums no matter what. And I know it was Ahmet Ertegun basically said, go on in there and jam and do that. And by the way, you might get solo albums out of this if you do that. What was the atmosphere going into that album?
Ahmet never said, you might get solo albums out of this. What Ahmet said was basically you owe it to yourself to go in and try once more. What he didn't understand is that the group was incredibly fatigued. And, to be in somewhere like Nassau, the Bahamas, is not a place to write a prog album. And a prog album shouldn't be called Love Beach. And that kind of cover shouldn't exist. You shouldn't look like the Bee Gees. Nevertheless, there were a couple of good tracks on there. It was really hard work recording down there. I remember going into the studio at Compass Point one day, and I wanted to listen to the track Canario, which is written by Rodriguez. It was a piece of classical music Keith had chosen. We'd recorded it. And I went in there, and the guys had wiped the hi-hat track. And I said, what's going on here? And, it's the way they are there. They're a little bit loose in the Bahamas. And it was hard work. And it wasn't something that we should have really done. We had a reasonable time doing it, but it was over. And we did it just to placate Ahmet Ertegun, to tell you the truth. Very nice man, but it was all over. And it was going to take 12 years before it came back together again. And that's how long it took.
Okay, it was over at that point. At what point, what led to you guys saying, okay, this is it, before you got back together?
Well, we didn't actually say this is it. We just kind of all went to the various countries that we lived in Europe, and that was it. And then nothing really happened after that, because I ended up building a house, and Asia started, and that went through that, and there was problems with that. And Greg actually did the satellite broadcast from Japan when John Wetton was ill, because John Wetton had a drinking problem, God bless him. And it went on from there. And then sort of at the end of the 80s, I had committed to a 3rd album with Geffen Records. And I got approached by Greg Lake, I think it was, said, we want to put it back together again. Can you do it? And I said, yes, of course I can. Well, anyway, to cut a long story short, they wanted me to join immediately. And I couldn't join immediately because I needed at least 4, possibly 6 weeks to finish off the album. I knew there was 4 weeks in there, but one always adds a couple of extra weeks for working in the studio. So I said, I need 6 weeks. And we'd already been off 12 years now, remember. And I don't know what was said. He said, well, we need to start straight away. I said, well, I can't. And so then the next thing was they wanted to get another drummer. So I said, that's fine. If you want to do that, go for Cozy. I know Cozy well. It's better for me if you go out and work and promote all the product we've made together, then you wait for me if you can't. And if you can't, understood, no bad feelings on my side. But, 12 years is 12 years, another 4 weeks, what difference really would it make? Anyway, they had their mind set. I said, fine, go ahead, do it. And I wish you the very best. And they did. And that's how that worked out, really. And then we got back together as the 3 original members in 91, 92.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about your artwork. At what point did that start for you?
1973, I taped a couple of light bulbs to the end of drumsticks with a cable going down to a battery. And I got a guy to just film me miming playing the drums. And the picture was so successful, it went into the Birmingham Mail. So Birmingham is the town that I'm from. And for some unknown reason, it got put in there because it was a classic photo. I've still got the photo. Anyway, roll forward about 40 years, because that was in the 70s. The Chinese started developing drumsticks with little LED lights in the tips of the sticks. No cable. They're all self-generating the minute you pick them up. So I started using them to construct sort of pictures using ELP music, and that's how it started. And I think to date we've sold about 600 canvases, and we've given just over, I don't know, something like $43,000 to various charities. So it's been going some time.
Remember, there's a brand new book on the history of Emerson, Lake and Palmer with pictures you have never seen before and interviews you've never ever read before from all three members. Our guest, Carl Palmer, the late great Keith Emerson, and Greg Lake. Links in the description. There, like I said, 3 different versions of it. Links in the description of this video. Make sure you comment on our video, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. Also buy a t-shirt, help support the channel. All links are there for you in the description. I'm John Bowden from Rock History Music.